All right, everybody, it's your boy Gene. You still have the same shirt on, still out at the range, still the same day that I was supposed to be coming out doing an initial thought on the Strybog and comparing it to the Kuna, but it might rain. Could any minute now, it hasn't yet, but I don't want to run the risk of getting my ammunition wet. So I thought, what better time than to do the list of guns I compiled, best 5 of. I did a striker fired. Everyone was like, well, what about us guys that don't want striker fired? What about hammer fired? Then there was guys, well, what about us guys that like revolvers, us old fudge, Well, what about us guys that we live in hot climates and we want to, carry pocket carry all the time? And I thought it was over, but then someone said, hey, can you do something a little more micro compact to subcompact? All the guns on your list was Kimber, Mako R7, the G45 from Glock. Bigger guns, can you do something a little smaller? So I did compile. I sat down last night and I put together a list of hammer, obviously revolvers, and then the pocket pistols. And now I'm gonna do the micro compact to subcompact. Now, some of these are micro compact, some of them are borderline micro compact. Now, some of them get the micro compact title, which I don't believe they're deserving of, but that is technically what they are called. Now, I want to remind everyone again, I'm not the authority on what is the best. Now, so many YouTubers put together a list, and you hear people in the gun store that think they are gun gods or something, and what they said is the best is indeed the best. No, this is what has been the best for me. What I can promise you is that each one of these guns are guns that I either currently carry, have carried, or will definitely carry. Guns I've put tons of rounds through, have been completely reliable for me, and I would totally trust my life with these guns. I don't follow the trends. A lot of the guns that I put on my list is not guns you see on other people's list, and I can't help but believe that that's just because it's what everybody else has chosen for their list. So I got to stay in line with them. I got to shield, be a mouthpiece for these other companies. I don't really know the answer to that, but it does seem as though most of the YouTubers stay in line with one another on what they pick on their best 5, and they just alternate them between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For me, these are guns I've actually carried and would trust my life with. And today I'm going to talk about micro compact, something a little bit smaller than, still striker fired guns, but micro compact guns. And as people had asked, can you do a micro or a subcompact version of your striker fired best of? And so that's what I'm gonna do today. Before I get started doing that, as always, I want to invite you to know Jesus Christ as your Savior. Most important decision you'll ever make in your existence. Reach out to me at gsquaredtactical@gmail.com and allow me to share the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Take care of that today so you can know for sure and have the assurance of a home in heaven for eternity, in New Jerusalem with our Savior forever and ever and ever. Allow me to share that with you. Take care of that today. Today is the day of salvation. Also, you can support Amanda and I by clicking on a link in the corner of the screen here, going over to Patreon, $5 a month, as much as you want, really. I do upload everything over there. You can also go to our website at gsquaredtactical.com. Also, click on the link in the corner of the screen, take you right over to the website. You can pick up some merchandise. Also, you can click on the 3 lines in the corner of the screen. When the screen pops down, you can click on support the channel, and it's pretty self-explanatory. After that, you have to pick a tier. You can wipe out what's in the box, insert what you would like to donate monthly. It is a one-time donation, and we do get the majority of that, and you have our promise. It has no choice but to go back into the channel. That's the reason that a lot of the guns we've been reviewing lately, we've been doing so with little ammunition, because it's becoming more and more tough to do that. Okay, so again, this list is a list of guns that I carry. I'm not going to be shooting them today. I don't even have them with me today, okay? I'm going to try my best to pull photos or footage from old videos that I have and insert in the video with them, but if not, nonetheless, it's still my top 5 in micro or subcompact category. And I'm not going through all the intricate details of the gun. I have videos up on each one of these individually. You can go over and check those out, and maybe it'll give you a little insight into why I chose them. So first on the list, it is indeed a micro compact. It is in that category. I understand they made 2,000 different versions of it, and it got bigger each time, but it would be the original P365 9mm, or even in the 380, okay? They broke the mold, if you will, when they made that gun. They made something so small, feels so good in the hand, handles recoil so well, so accurate, great trigger, and just high capacity. I'm pretty sure you can get a magazine up to 15 rounds for those guns, but certainly 12 and 10 round magazines for that gun. My wife loves the gun. It's her EDC. It's something she carries every day. And I know all the drama with SIG lately, but I've never had issues out of any of their guns. And it is just hands down. I don't even feel like I have to explain it anymore. Just hands down the best option. Now again, you do have, so you have the TAC Ops, which I carried a lot. Totally could recommend that. You have so many different variants of the 365, but here specifically I'm speaking to the original micro compact P365 in 9mm or 380. Great, reliable gun that just about anyone can shoot, manages recoil well, not overly difficult to rack the slide or any of the other concerns that people seem to have when it comes to talking about guns that are small like this, okay? P365, top of the list. And again, like the other videos, if I'm picking or choosing a micro or near micro compact in the subcompact category and I go in the safe, first one I'm getting is a 365. If it's not available, the next one would be the one I would choose, and that's how we're going in order here. So the next one on the list would be, again, this is one of those guns that started out as a micro compact, but I feel like when they went to the next one, it wasn't so much micro compact any longer, but it's still in the micro compact category. So we're going to call it what the manufacturer calls it, and that is the FN Reflex XL. I hated the original FN Reflex with a passion. As much of a fan as I am of FN, that's just one FN I did not like at all, for no reason, under no circumstances, okay? But when they made the XL, they did do something special, okay? The gun feels phenomenal in the hand. I've literally never handed it to anyone with any size hands that has said otherwise. It feels great in the hand. It carries very well, conceals very well. Super accurate, has a better trigger than the original, although still not great, but FN's not known for their great triggers. Nonetheless, my wife was enamored with the gun. She absolutely loved the gun. She picked it over many other guns that she shot when we were doing our comparison videos that I invite you to go over and check out. But in the micro compact category, you definitely have to choose the FN Reflex, for me anyway. I shouldn't say you definitely have to choose, but for me, completely reliable, ate everything, steel, 147, plus P, 124, everything I put in it, it ate it, and it's just a great EDC in the micro compact category, okay? So, and I want to say something else too. I'm gonna go ahead and give away the honorable mention, which is the CC9 from HK. But the reason I didn't put it on this list is because I actually put it on my Striker Fired list. So it was a micro compact or a subcompact. I don't think it's actually a micro compact. That was on the list. That was smaller for everyone that said I didn't put a smaller one on the original 5 Striker best of Striker Fired pistols. So I'm not, honorable mention for the CC9. Just go ahead and throw that in there now. But third on the list, again, I'll probably catch a little grief about this because when it was originally released, it had some issues. Mine did not, Trey's did not. We had 2 or 3 of these and they were all completely flawless, even after thousands of rounds, would be the Canik MC9, okay? You can go with the L, you can go with the LS. I like the original MC9, but when I got the LS, I sold the original MC9 because the LS is where it's at. It just worked for me. I like the longer grip and the longer slide as well. And it just a slight bit bigger. For me, it kind of went from a micro compact to more of a subcompact, but a great gun. Stupid good trigger, as everyone knows. I know you hate hearing that about Canik, but it's just the truth. It is what it is. Just a great trigger. Great all around gun. Feels great in the hand. Stupid accurate. Again, great trigger. Just completely reliable for me. Just, again, another gun that ate everything I put at it. Feature rich, a lot of stuff in the box, priced right, okay? So it deserves to be on the list in my opinion. just a great option for EDC in the micro compact or subcompact category. We'll just leave it at that, okay? And we'll move on to number 4. So number 4, trying my best to keep it low. Again, I put the big brother to this one in my 5 striker fired best of, but the original Kemper R7 Mako, okay? Just such an overlooked gun. And I think people overlooked it because they said it looked like a high point. Literally, that's why so many people overlooked it. They thought it looked weird, looked like a high point, had the side ejection, all of that. Just solely based off looks, it was completely overlooked. One of the best micro compacts or subcompact, whatever category it's in, one of the best literally that I have ever had. Completely and totally overlooked. It's totally the reason why I purchased the Carbon Compact when it came out, and I'm so glad that I did, because it is heads and shoulders above the original. But keeping it small, if you haven't had or seen or had the chance to shoot or pick up a Kemper Mako or R7 Mako, the original, definitely don't overlook it because it's ugly, because maybe it's got a weird feel or look in your hand, whatever the reason. Just get the gun. You have to shoot it to appreciate it. It is a very phenomenal, accurate, reliable, great gun, great duty trigger on the gun. Don't overlook it anymore. Definitely go out and pick it up. Number 4 on the list, the Kemper R7 Mako. Okay, and number 5 on the list, again, keeping it in the subcompact. This is not a micro compact, but it's right there in the neighborhood, okay? Definitely smaller than everything but the CC9 on the 5 best of striker fired list that I did. Again, go back and check out all those videos. The best best 5 striker fire, the best 5 hammer fire, the best 5 revolver, the best 5 pocket carry. Go back and check all those videos out. But 5th on the list for me would be the CZ P10S. What would a list be from Gene without a CZ on it, right? But it did come in at number 5. And the reason for that is because out of all the CZs I've had in the P10 lineup, the S was probably my least favorite. But I did put it on the list because a lot of people with different size hands than mine really, really like it. In fact, they like it better than the P10C. And if it fit my hand a little bit better, I probably would as well. But it's stupid reliable, stupid accurate, got a great trigger, everything that the P10C is, just smaller, okay? And it's gonna be built like a tank and just serve you well for many years to come. So if a smaller gun fits you, the P10C is too big, step down P10S, same gun essentially, just smaller. You get everything that you would have gotten in the P10C. Can't go wrong with the CZ P10S. Love the gun, optic ready. You do have to have a plate to mount an optic, and priced just right, priced beautifully, okay? So that's my top 5 list of sub to micro compact pistols for everyone that said you need to pick some smaller pistols than the original 5 you picked. Well, there you have it, folks. I know most of you probably don't agree, and that's fine. Oh, where's the Glocks at? You didn't put no Glocks on there. Nah, didn't put a Glock 43X or 43 on there. Too snappy. Hellcat, too snappy. Just stupid. Don't even make no sense. The only gun I've ever had that hits harder than a Hellcat, any Hellcat, pick one. The Pro was a little bit better, the Pro with the Pro Comp. But other than that, the only polymer frame handgun that I've had that kicks or hits harder than a Hellcat is the Diamondback DB9. It's just insane how hard that gun hits when you have available options like the 365, like the FN Reflex XL, that handle the recoil so much better. So no, the Hellcat for me did not make the list. It worked, great build, HS makes great products. 43X, obviously Glock makes great products. The 43X kicks like a mule too, doesn't make any sense, low capacity. So no, it doesn't make the list for me. That is my list. Let's argue about it in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. It is free to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, on this day that the Lord has made, to God only be the glory.